Week 10 in the NFL here at SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We're talking right now with Troy West from allplayswin.com. And both of his plays did win last week with us. You know, for all of his doubters, you know, who are like, who is this all plays win? They did. Both plays won last week. One of them was on Seattle, and I actually bet Minnesota on that one early and then took the whole thing back. So thanks so much, Troy, for talking me off my bet last week.
Hey, you got it, Pete. We're on fire right now. It's been a great weekend. We're moving into a week with a positive start on Monday Night Football, and then also a positive game with the Oklahoma City Thunder last night. Looking forward to this play this weekend, a play we're about to talk about today, or this coming up this Sunday. And I'm not certain about, but I got a little bit of a lean on this one.
Really, but because that's interesting, because I just signed this game to you. You didn't tell me this is a game that you wanted to take because you saw something. I assigned the game to you. I think it's a very, very tough game. Now that I'm looking at it, though, I do actually have a lean that I think might be a little bit true, but we'll see what you have to say about it. It's the Giants-Bengals game. The Bengals are a 4-point home dog. Total's 48.5. Cincinnati, you know, last week they were off their bye. They played Denver. They lost by 8, but they did show some positive signs. They ran the ball a little bit less poorly. Andy Dalton was a little bit less bad on the field. And, you know, they gave up some big special teams plays, which if that hadn't happened, they might have been right in that game to the end with Denver. The Giants, of course, I bet them big last week. What can I say? I bet them big on the Sandy angle, and it was looking good for a while. The Steelers came back last drive and beat them. What do you like here?
You know, I'm leaning towards Cincinnati on this game. I'm not saying it's a big play for me, but I'm leaning towards Cincinnati being a home underdog. I just think the Giants, they've just been too up and down for me. I know Cincinnati, I think they're kind of at that point where they're ready to break through and have a big football game. They looked good against Denver. I thought all game long, I thought, you know what, Cincinnati's going to come back and win this game. They didn't. I think this week, another home game. I think they have a chip on their shoulder. I think Cincinnati wins this game outright. I don't know why. I just think the New York's going to be a huge public play this weekend. I think it's a trap all the way to take New York. It's way too obvious to take the Giants on the road here. And I think Cincinnati's sitting home with the chip on their shoulder. Like you said, weren't for a few mistakes on special teams and doing some stupid things. I thought Cincinnati looked like a good football team last week. I think they win this game at home.
I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Tell me what you think about this. First of all, the Giants haven't had a bye, right? Their bye is coming up, and we see this a lot where a team is about to have their bye and they're kind of running on fumes a little bit. The Giants have also not been a great second half team. We saw that last week. You know, if you bet the Giants like I did, your bet was looking great until like the last quarter. I'm thinking Cincinnati's off their second game off of the bye. They've got one game after their belt, maybe a little bit rested. I'm thinking maybe Cincinnati's second half, almost no matter what the score is at the second half, you take Cincinnati in the second half.
I think that's a great point, Pete. I really do. I think New York is going to be going in on fumes. This is another game where it's like, geez, you just lose a tough home game at Pittsburgh. It's tough for a team to flush. I know New York's full of veterans, and it's a big game for them, but they are in first place. They are in somewhat cruise control with the way Philadelphia is playing, the way Dallas is playing, and the way the Redskins are playing. It's really easy for them to fly out to Cincinnati, take that game lightly, look to get into the bye week. And Cincinnati, here they are with back-to-back home games and a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah.
I like the idea that Cincinnati does come out, whether that game is at halftime, what that score is. I think you're right. I think Cincinnati blows them out. I think they're going to win this game by a touchdown. I really do.
All right, there you go. The only thing that does scare me is Eli. Eli's great. We've seen this
it's
all
always
the time.
tough to go against Eli and Tom Coughlin, the Giants. It always is. But if I had to lean on this one, I'd go with the Bengals at home.
Me
as a
too.
dog.
I agree with you. All right, Troy West from allplayswin.com. Official lean Bengals +4. My official lean Bengals second half, no matter what the line and score is. Thanks so much, Troy. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, Pete.